Hey, what's up, people? How's it going? Alright, so last Wednesday we went live. You know, I go live on Wednesdays about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And we had some funny conversations, man. It got me thinking about a time with RE. And that's good too, because that fits right in. A lot of you guys always asking me about RE and to share some times hanging out with RE357 Mikey. So with that, and also the climate, the way society is now, I figured this would be a funny story. You know, with all the male masculinity and stuff like that going on. But alright, let me set the scene for you guys. First off, I'm sorry. I was running again. I run a lot lately. I'm getting very skinny, very thin, like I said. I picked up cigarettes for a couple of months, put them down, quit smoking again. Not that hard because it was only for a few months. But yeah, I keep running and running. I'm shredding down to nothing. I gotta start lifting and eating more protein and stuff otherwise. But you know, once I get the whole thought, like if I feel like smoking a cigarette, I'll fucking run. Anyway, it's besides the point. And getting back to Mikey, I'm just explaining why I'm wet. I do a lot of good thinking too while I'm running. Here's the old habit. But here's the story. So we were writing graffiti. Alright, this is during a graffiti war. We were having a graffiti war with a couple of different people. And they were crossing people out. They were crossing us out. So I was writing with RE. And there's this club. Alright, there's a bouncer outside of a club. And there's a spot that I wanted to catch, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go for it. Late at night, maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. This is down around Chelsea area, maybe a little further, the village. Nah, it's around the teen. Yeah, Chelsea area. Meatpacking district kind of area, yeah. So I want to catch a spot, but there's a bouncer there. Now, I always tell RE we could always come back for it. There's never no reason to risk anything. It's not like the subways where you have to finish your shit, otherwise you're going to pull out and God the hell knows where it's going to wind up. You know, and it's time is of an essence. A store gate or a wall in the street, you can always come back tomorrow, next month, next year. You know, so I was always never into a rush. But for this particular time, it was a bouncer straight across, right? Like on an avenue. So I look and I see a bus down that way, right? So I tell RE, once the bus is right here, you tell me, I'll start to write. And by the time the bus is gone, I'll be done. It didn't work out that way. Unfortunately, I started to write when the bus was right there. But the bus left, and I was still writing, and the bouncer, he's a bodybuilder. Let me put this into context. The guy's a big bodybuilder, big strong guy. He had like very well manicured. Which most of these bodybuilders are. Always plucking their eyebrows and putting creams and ointments and shit on their skin to look pretty. Pretty boys, yeah. Anyway, you know, I see the guy. He obviously sees me writing graffiti. So, you know, he pops out and says, hey, what the fuck you doing this, that, right? So I turn around and I look at him. RE's like, oh shit. You know, we have a car. The car's a few parking spaces away, and we use the old electric tape on the fucking license plate. You know, you disfigure the numbers and shit like that. Anyway, yeah, we used to do all types of shit to the license plate. You smear peanut butter on this shit. If cops find, yeah, I don't know how the peanut butter got there. I ain't put it there, man. Maybe some kid or someone's pulling a joke. We've done it with Dunkin' Donuts cups, like the lids of Dunkin' Donut cups, stuck them over there, blocking some of the license plates, stuff like many different things you can do. It's not legal, of course, but it's, I didn't do it. It looks like someone's pulling a prank on me type idea. So we weren't really worried about that. It's a very common car. And we're just writing graffiti. Not like we're fucking out there shooting people or nothing. Anyway, so the guy yells at me, no, fucker, stop that! So I do it with my R and the line going down underneath. I look at him, man, and I yell back at him, right? Like, yo, fuck you, fuck this, that. I forget what I said. Probably like, I know where you work. How the fuck you gonna get home? You know, whatever. Like, I yelled some shit back to him at the same tone he used, like in the street. Like, yo, fuck you, this, that, blah, blah. Right? So he just went, oh, like that. And I was like, yeah, I thought so, motherfucker. So I finished my shit, right? Yeah, I finished my deal off. So I walk away and I swagger away and shit. Cause RE, he looking at me like, yo, that's some cool shit, man. You shut that dude up. You know, he's like, yo, that dude, he's like a big bodybuilder, man, you know. I think, yeah, you never got to worry about them bodybuilders. and this is a true fact. I've hung out with bodybuilders. I've stole a lot of protein powders and weightlifting belts and shit like that for bodybuilders. Mid-City Gym. A lot of people. Herman, Silvio, my brother, Gary Pinedo, who wrote Sash. But that was later on and not even under us. He went off, did his own thing. But yeah. One thing I know about bodybuilders, they're very vain and very pretty boyish. Like the last thing they want to do is get sliced open. Like, oh my God, my bicep, you killed it. You know, it's like you'll make their body look ugly, and their body is what they cherish, so to say. It's in some cases how they make their money and how they survive and live on this fucking earth. You never got to worry about those guys. They're always pretty. They didn't even start thinking about shit. If I'm rolling around the gutter with this guy, I could pull a muscle. Then all of a sudden I can't go to the gym, this, that. Then my mentality of me just being around bodybuilders, they always just seem like a bunch of little bitches. Personally, in my fucking opinion. Always worried about catching a suntan and looking good and eating all this shit. They ain't out there on the fucking grind. Bottom line, I never respect them. Never. Now when you get a big fucking dude that's like a bodybuilder, but he's got a little bit of a pouch, that's something you gotta think about. You don't want to fuck with that dude. That could be a goddamn jailbird, right? Or a powerlifter. You gotta watch it. If you could tell that they're actually dialing in on the calories and they got thin waist and abs and shit like that, they're a gym bitch, yo, straight up. They just fucking go to the gym, lift weights, and cut nasty farts of protein powder, man, straight up. So I never worry about it. But when RE was telling me, oh yeah, he's a big bodybuilder, this, that, I pretty much broke it down to him like that. Like, man, fuck that dude, man. This is what I told RE. As funny as this may be, I remember this shit, man. Like I said, I actually forget what I yelled at that dude. But he shut the fuck up. The big bodybuilder was in front of the club. And the club wasn't doing too good because there was no one else outside but him standing in front of the door. So maybe he just couldn't leave the door and he realized. But I told RE, I was like, you see what happened there, right, RE? Well, I call him Mike, because that's his name. He writes RE. I'm like, yo, Mike, you saw that shit, right? You see that? And he's like, yeah, well, wow, that's amazing. Like, that dude was huge. I said, yeah, you know what happened? He said, I looked him in the eye. And I said, he saw my eyes. He knew he just bumped into a real fucking situation. He knew he was going to be rolling around that fucking gutter. And he pumped out. Hey, he's a bitch, you know, this, that. I'm going on like, you know, right, all tough and shit, you know. But we go about our business, we go writing graffiti, you know. Maybe like another week or two passes by and a lady in a car honks her horn, caught me writing again, saw me writing again. It's just a freak accident. A couple of weeks had passed, and now a lady catches me writing. She honks her horn, she's rolled up, hey, what are you doing there? I went like this, I went, shh. I went like this, shh. Jesus, like, you know, so she actually rolled up her window and kept going. RE's like, yo, wow, that's some shit. I was like, yo, you see that, man? Yo, you gotta display dominance, man. Yeah, you let a motherfucker know. You going there. You gonna go there, this, that, right? He's all right, you know. So, like, again, like some other shit happens. Anyway, let's get to the, like, this happens a few times, right? So now RE is writing, right? And this is around the time I'm talking about. We got beef with people. We're crossing people out there, crossing us out. Actually, like Scuff, YKK, Bet, TFE, shit like that. 2007-ish, right? So now, some lady, same situation happened. She's actually, I don't know where the fuck she came from, out of a car that we didn't realize, tinted windows, or whatever the situation may be. We were out there like that, so situations are going to occur. It's just like if you go to Atlantic City playing cards, shit, you ain't going to win every hand. You know, eventually you're going to lose. I don't gamble, but just as a understanding of the situation that we're in here. So RE gets seen by a lady. I think she got out of like, it was like an Escalade or some weird looking car or something, tinted windows or something. And she started, hey, what are you doing, this, that, right? So he goes, he tells her to shh. He goes, shh, right? She said, what? Don't you shh me? I swear, yo, she ran over, she said, don't you shush me. Yo, she started hitting him with a pocketbook. Yo, she beat his ass. I mean, of course he's not going to hit her back. She's a lady, and we do go by those rules, like you don't hit a woman. But, yo, she hit him in the head with a pocketbook and shit. Yo, he was on the fucking floor, man. I swear to God. She wasn't big, but she was bigger than him. She hit him with a fucking pocketbook. He's on the floor. He's like, yo. I remember he looked up at me, man. He looked up at me. He looked like a little wet with like whooped mouse, man. He was on the floor and he's looking at me. I'm like, you show dominance. I'm like, yeah, I told him. I was like, yo, so that, yo, his face was on the floor like a turtle. He was like this, like with his feet and his hands, like, yo, stop, yo, stop. Oh, shit. Hold on a minute, people, I fell down. Yeah. Yo, for real. Yo, that shit was crazy, man. He was rolling around the fucking floor like a fucking, like, yeah, and she was stomping him on his ribs and shit. So he looks at me, man. I'm like look at him, like, so dumb. Then the lady's like, yo, what'd you say? She starts coming. I was like, yo, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. So she turned around, got out of my face, and she started beating on RE again. Yo, I swear, he got up and ran away. Like, yo, God rest his soul, man. God rest that dude's soul, man. Rest in peace, Mikey, man. He got up, man. All you saw was ass and elbows. He was running, man. He was getting in his car and everything, man. She looked at me. I'm like, I don't know that dude. But for real, she came up to me like, yo, what'd you say? I said, yo, get the fuck out of my face, bitch. She looked at me like, oh shit, he ain't the one. I went back to fucking with RE, man. Yo, classic shit, man. Display dominance. Yo, I was out there running and shit. And now I'm laughing so fucking hard like I'm catching ass with that. Yo, this shit's hilarious. Yo, you had to be there. Maybe I'm not saying it too funny. That shit had me dying. You know, like yeah, let me calm down though. Trying to retell it. He tried to, like, display dominancy. And that chick wasn't having it. I swear, she was stomping him on the ribs. He was like a cockroach on his back. He was going like this, and she was stomping him on the rib cage and shit. Yo, and even when, the only way he was able to get up and run, she started digging through her pocketbook. She was probably going to pull out mace or a knife or a gun or some shit. Yo, he ran the fuck away, man. I was dying. He didn't hit her because, of course, you're not going to hit a woman, you know. I mean, she was a pretty woman, too. She wasn't ugly. She was, you know, well put together. She's probably out clubbing or something like that. But, yo, that shit was fucking funny, man. You know how we were talking before about this, on my live thing, about that woman that was standing in front of the bus stop ad. And I'm looking at the bus stop ad, and she thought I was looking at her. Yeah, you know, in my live feeds, yo, you guys gotta catch them, man. We get funny on them things sometimes, man. Yeah. But, yo, yeah, with Mikey RE, man, that was fucking hilarious, man. He was, like, on the floor and shit, and he looked at me, I'm like, you're so dominant, you know, I'm like, shoulder on my shoulder, man. And he's like, the lady caught that shit. She's like, what? I said, yo, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. Yo, she left me the fuck alone, you know, and that's what it is. That's that masculinity, you know? Huh? Yeah, fuck that shit, man. That shit, man. I think some people have it and some people don't, man. But yeah, that shit was funny. She would beat that dude like a child, man. But like I said, Mikey did not hit her back. If anyone is wrong in that situation, it was me. If I'm just steering the boy, I'm just over there acting cool, you know? Like he sees this bodybuilder dude, and you know, maybe a month or two go by, you know, he sees I keep getting away with shit like that. So he tried that shit, but it ain't work. Yeah, man, that was funny with Mikey, man. I think back about some funny times I had with him. We used to argue a lot, man. We actually got in an argument right after that. When we got in the car and everything, and, you know, drive around, I'm like, yo, I want to get that spot there. And he's like, oh, quiet. He's like, nah, man. I'm like, what do you mean, nah, man? Come on, man. He's like, I'm going home. I was like, oh, man, you gonna let that shit bother you? He's like, you know, you hit I remember you hit the steering wheel. So what do you mean? I was like, come on, man, that ain't nothing to be with pride and nothing like that, man. So you got beat up by a woman, bro. Happens. He's like, nah, man, it ain't like. He's like, yo, get out. I'm like, yo, come on, right? I'm like, oh, now you gonna display dominancy with me, man, your friend. Come on, man, I love you, Mike. Yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious, man. Yeah, he kicked me out the car, man. I remember we were talking about that shit. Me, Kez 5 and him, man. He got mad at me for bringing that shit up. Oh, man, God rest both of their souls, man. Kez 5 and Mikey RE, man. Rest in peace, man. Good times, man. Funny shit, man. Yeah, man, I got millions of them, man. I just, you know, like, that sparked it. Like I said on Wednesday, that sparked the whole conversation with me. You know, like just my live. I was like, oh shit, I remember that time with Mikey and this, that. And it was good too, because a lot of you guys are asking me. I hope you found that shit as funny as I did, man. Yo, that was a good one, man. Take care of yourselves, people.